To the GB squad. His funding was set to run until March 2017, so he took advantage of that. As did a few of the others. Joe Joyce, Josh Boazzi were there until that stage as well. Got his hand operated on, did his rehab, and then last summer joined Haymaker Ring Star, as did Joyce and also Willie Hutchison. But they parted company. No fingers being pointed or blame being attached to anybody. It just was one of those situations where it wasn't quite working out. I think the move down to London didn't suit him particularly. Enjoyed training under Ismail Salas though. And then he signed with Matchroom recently, and here we see him tonight. He's training in Manchester, so it's a kind of home debut for him in a way under Kelvin Travis, who's not actually in the corner tonight, but working in the gym with Kelvin, also Nigel Travis, who runs his corner tonight. Jamie Moore too, so sharing the gym with the likes of Carl Frampton, Tommy Coyle, Martin Murray, Rocky Fielding, Jack Cattrall now as well. So it's a really good place to be, I think. Yeah, that gym's a real up-and-coming gym now, really buzzing. A lot of good boxing brains in there, like I say, Jamie Moore, Calvin Travis, Nigel Travis. I know Calvin Travis very well myself from the old amateur days, and yeah, very good coach, and Kez is in good hands. And this is a good debut for him because Brett FIDOE, although his record won't show it, is a good fighter. He's been in with absolutely everybody. He's only been stopped once, that was by Andrew Selby, and he protested that one vigorously. It was called to a halt in the 6th of 8 scheduled rounds, and he was taking punches. Selby was hitting him from all angles, which Selby can do, but none of them were particularly heavy. FIDOE never felt he was really hurt, and he wasn't happy at all when his record of never having been stopped was taken. Yeah, he's just out of range a little bit here, QAIS ASHFAQ. He's, you know, he's sort more or less punching at the target, but you know, Brett FIDOE is just getting out of range. He needs to get a little bit closer with his feet. He's punching from too far out at the minute. He just needs to get a little bit closer with his feet, so when he does let the shots go, he's landing, not just hitting the target, but punching through the target and doing some damage as opposed to just barely making contact. The minute he's just not quite there with his feet. Looking for a body there, ASHFAQ, and then snapping up with a jab. Sold a few tickets for this one. Hopes to be back out again, I think, on April the 21st. That's what he certainly wants to happen. Familiar figure of John Pate there, taking care of Brett FIDOE tonight. Good reflexes, good skills ASHFAQ has, and they were always in evidence when he was with GB. I saw him box in international tournaments quite a lot, and also in World Series boxing, so he had that 5-round distance under his belt as an amateur, and he wants to move up to 6 sooner rather than later, but was happy with 4 for tonight because it's just been so long since he's boxed competitively. In the southpaw stance, is able to switch between the two. Very proud to be an Olympian, but I think he looks back on the Olympics with a little bit of regret just because he didn't arrive there fully fit. He ended up going out to a Thai fighter who a couple of months prior to the games he'd taken care of comfortably in sparring, I'm told, and it's quite common actually because it's a long, hard road qualifying for the Olympics. Quite a lot of fighters get there and they're not really in the kind of shape that they would like to be. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? It's, you know, peaking at the right time, and when you've got qualifier tournaments and then you've got preparation, training camps and injuries and different things, it's just peaking at the right time, and it's difficult. You know, 4 years of work building up to, you know, your dreams, and then, you know, if you just time it wrong or you're unlucky, you get injured or whatever, many things can happen, and it's then, you know, you're probably never, you're not going to wait 4 years again. You're going to probably turn professional more than likely, and it's a shame if it doesn't fall right for you. It's a similar story actually for his teammate Anthony Fowler, who's here tonight looking on as well. But that's in the past now. He's a professional, making his debut and trying to put some punches together on FIDOE, who's keeping that tight guard intact as best he can. He was supposed actually to have a fight for the Midlands area super flyweight title last summer, FIDOE, but it just didn't quite happen for him, didn't come to pass.
You can see he's technically very well schooled, you know, he's got really good feet. They're very rarely, you know, they're almost always at that perfect distance between each other. You know, he's not overreached, or, you know, his feet aren't too close together. They're just generally always at that perfect distance. So he's, yeah, good, well balanced, and he's, like I say, technically he's very well schooled. Just that little half step, you know, enough out of that distance to miss the punch, but he's not so far that he can't get back and land his own shot.
Aspired to take up boxing, or to continue his boxing career, by watching Amir Khan win his silver medal at Athens in 2004. Started himself at 8 years old after watching his cousin box, and he won titles right from the very beginning. He's won everything really, as a junior, as a youth, as a senior, at domestic level. Got taken onto the GB squad after winning the England Elite Championships in 2012. That's the view for Brett FIDOE. He's been here many, many times before.
You know, he's got really good feet, ASHFAQ. That's what we're talking about there. Just, you know, covering the canvas really quickly, stepping in, quick feet. You know, nice backhand there, straight through the middle. Very well-schooled fighter.
His nemesis, really, in the unpaid ranks was your man, Michael Conlon. He kept losing to him, lost to him in the Commonwealth Games, where he won a silver. ASHFAQ, Conlon got gold, lost to him in European Championships in 2015, the year after, where he got silver and Conlon got gold. It was a tremendous year for Michael Conlon that year. He won the World Amateur Championships as well, but medals in European Championships prior to the last couple of tournaments have been very hard to come by for GB boxers. They've had tremendous showings the last couple of years.
Yeah, and there's no shame in losing to Michael Conlon. He's a massively decorated amateur, exceptional amateur boxer, won everything really. So yeah, no shame in ASHFAQ losing to Michael Conlon. Starting the round well here, looking to land some nice backhands through the middle of Brett FIDOE from ASHFAQ. Like I say, very well schooled fighter, very well balanced, great feet.
FIDOE came out at the start of the round just to look to try and have a bit more of a go, I think. Has boxed for that Midlands area title at bantamweight before losing by a 3-point margin to Ashley Lane, who's now the Commonwealth Super Bantamweight champion after beating Michael Ramabeletsa last September. An amazing story, that. FIDOE looking to try and come in behind that right hand. ASHFAQ, though, comfortably managing to stay out of the way, hands held low. Got a very good fight coming up at Super Bantam next week on Kell Brooks' undercard. Good right hand there from ASHFAQ. That sees Gamal Yafai up against Gavin McDonnell. It's a fascinating one, that, really.
Yeah, looking forward to that fight. Should be a cracker. Could be fight of the night.
FIDOE just walking onto a right to the body there as he fell just slightly short with a right hand of his own. Good jab there from ASHFAQ. He's hoping to get a bit of sparring in with Carl Frampton, I think, ahead of Frampton's fight with Benito Donaire that comes up on April the 21st. We mentioned the kind of names he's got around him in the gym, and as you were saying, Matt, it's a really busy, really bustling, really energetic crowd he's got around him. And he's looked good, hasn't he, so far? We expected him to. We knew what we were getting. He's got good skills. He's a very well-schooled fighter, as you described him. But there's always going to be nerves, even if you've been to the Olympics, no matter what you've done as an amateur. Getting in there as a professional for the first time is different.
Yeah, in terms of a skill set and the technical ability and all this. This is a step down for him. You know, he's been boxing in the Olympics. You know, Brett FIDOE doesn't possess that level of ability, but you know, he's a rugged, tough professional, seasoned professional, tough journeyman. You know, heads come together more in the pro game. You get hit. You know, the ref doesn't look after you quite as much. So you know, and there's expectations. There's a lot of eyes on him. He's been out the ring a while, so you know, there'll be nerves. So yeah, I think all in all, he's boxing well. QAIS ASHFAQ has been a good performance so far, and I like what I've seen.
So fourth and final round, QAIS ASHFAQ in the white, gold and black, Brett FIDOE in the red and black, and it's been polished stuff from ASHFAQ so far. We're used to our top international amateurs turning over and moving quick, because with that WSB experience, they're often capable of starting at 6 rounds or stepping up to 6 rounds quickly. His former gym mate Joe Joyce has made a rapid start to his pro career, as have all of the Olympians, to be honest. And ASHFAQ will be looking, I'm sure, to do the same thing. Right to the body there from FIDOE. Again, he's looking to engage at the start of this fourth round and see if he can just disturb ASHFAQ here and ruffle him a bit. Is there a bit too much movement maybe? Is there still that element of an amateur style, although the two codes are a lot closer together now than they've been for, well, whatever, really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, not so much. A little bit at the start of the round, but I think that's because Brett FIDOE's come out and really been aggressive, and he's just looking to find a bit of room. But no, I think he's settled down now, and he's holding the centre of the ring, and he's backing FIDOE up behind the double jab. Nice little half step back and just walked him onto the backhand. Like I say, he's got a good judge of distance. I think earlier in the first round, I picked up on the fact that he was out of distance, because I think he was, sometimes in the amateur game, you're looking for the point as opposed to do the damage. So you judge where your distance is different, because you're just looking to hit the person and get out. You're looking to score a point, get out, not get countered. But in the pro game, you need to be close enough that you're not just hitting the target, but you're punching through the target and doing damage, and you're breaking fighters down over the rounds. You know, this is a 4-rounder and he hasn't got time, but over the longer distance, 8, 10, 12 rounds, not only are you looking to win rounds, but you're looking to break your fighter down as the fight, you know, as the fight goes on. It's like you're chopping a tree down. So I think, you know, you're talking millimeters, but as he develops in his career, you know, that's something he'll learn.
Nice combination there from ASHFAQ a few seconds ago over in the blue corner. Caught FIDOE with 3-4 shots in quick succession. Nice crisp stuff. Looking to rip to the body with that left hand. Been boxing for a long time, as mentioned. This new crop that had come through since Rio. They're used to the 10-point must. That change came in amateur boxing back in 2013, and it did change the style, and that's why we're seeing them able to adapt to pro boxing quicker than maybe fighters have in the past. And just leaning in, just trying to draw something from FIDOE, which he did effectively earlier in the round. And then just stings with a short left hand right at the end of the fight as the bell goes. And a good performance, and he'll have just been relieved, I think, to get this professional career underway. It's been a bit stop-start. He had to have that time out after Rio to fix the injury. Signed with a promoter, didn't work out. Signed with Matchroom now, and finally managed to step through those ropes after what would have been a long time in the gym.
Yeah, it'd be very frustrating for him, without a doubt, and you know, a bit of inactivity as well. Plus his trainer wasn't here tonight, but he's just, like you say, he'll be just glad to get in there, get the win, get his career started, get 4 rounds under his belt, and, you know, welcome to the pro game.
Well, I think they'll be pretty pleased with him. I think Calvin Travis, when he sees the tape of that, will be happy with the work that he's done. He's in Australia at the moment. This came up fairly short notice, and it was already arranged, so Nigel there with the towel, his son, taking care of things tonight. Jamie Moore in the background. They're busy men at the minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecard. Our referee, Mark Lyson, had it 40-36 in favor of your winner. He's now 1-0. Let's hear it for QAIS ASHFAQ.
Interesting little exchange there between ASHFAQ and FIDOE. I think FIDOE's quite impressed with his opponent tonight, which is a compliment because he's been in with a lot of very good fighters. Charlie Edwards, Kevin Satchell, Andrew Selby I mentioned there, Jack Bateson, plenty of others besides. As FIDOE takes his exit from the ring away to our left-hand side, and this is a moment to capture a pro debut. A few pictures being taken in the ring. But the man himself just making his way down to ringside now, where he will be joined by Andy Scott.
Kez, well done. It's been a long time coming, that professional